Bueno, we're back in the office with a very popular person in social media because your Instagram is funny. Your reels, the videos that you do, especially when you did one about the salmon sperm.
Oh my gosh, I know. It's so funny because I'm actually very shy, and my social media manager at the time, she would always try to have conversations with me, not having me do a skit, and that's where she would get like those funny moments.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Like,
but it's very natural.
Yeah. No, that was never scripted. Like, I never did well with scripted. Every time she would tell me, like, this is kind of what we want to talk about, I would always mess up. So she would just engage in conversation with me, and I would just, like, roll with it, and that's what she would capture. So that's me.
It's funny. It's really good. So we're here with Leah.
Leah.
And your company's called the... Well, you changed it.
So it was Ember Glow Mihai. I have had many names. I was a skin shop, then I was Ember Glow Lab, and now I'm just Leah. Like Leah Skin Method. But the reason why I changed it was because, you know, I just want to be me. I'm behind the name or the brand on the device. It really doesn't matter the fluff. It's just me.
I like that. Like half of my stuff here in the office, it's Mercy.
Yeah.
Because I always, and Stephanie named Balanced by Steph, because I always say our names is our brand.
No, and it wasn't an easy decision because I worked hard, and it was blood, sweat and tears, especially for Ember, and it costed. And so when it came to the time of obviously this transition with Stephanie, it wasn't easy, but I was like, you know what? Like, at the end of the day, like, I'm not attached to anything. The only thing I'm attached to is myself, and I'm the one who's behind the brand. So that's why I was like, you know what? Leah Skin Method. There's a method to my madness, and maybe madness, but it's my method.
So your specialty is laser?
I love laser and skin. Like, I have the HydraFacial, I have the Glacial Rx at Stephanie's, and lasers. I love lasers.
Which is your favorite laser?
Well, right now, it's always been BBL, broadband light. That's always been my favorite device. And that's what Stephanie has. She has the BBL MOXI.
Okay. And that's good for hyperpigmentation.
So that's great. So the BBL is great for reds and browns. So your rosacea, your redness, your vascular.
I have rosacea.
I have rosacea. I have reactive skin. I've gone through trials with my skin, and I pigment very easily.
Oh, but you have really good skin.
Thank you. I mean, there's definitely a lot of underlying. So what I've been coming to be very passionate about is barrier. I feel like most people, by the time that they're getting to doing things to their skin, it's already inflamed, and we do so many things to prick the skin, heat the skin, traumatize the skin, but there's so much underlying inflammation that if we're not treating that, we're not getting the results that we truly need.
Correct. And you're also a nurse, or you're
nurse practitioner.
Nurse practitioner. So that's your specialty in skin and laser.
Yeah. Which, you know, it could be a double-edged sword, because sometimes I feel like I get lashed from the estheticians because I
was going to ask you.
And then, or the injectors, sometimes they feel like, why are you doing skin? And like, if it's beneath me, and it's like, it's absolutely not. Okay. There's so many estheticians that I truly respect and admire, and they're very knowledgeable. And then the same for injectors. It's just, I don't want to do anything that I'm not passionate about.
Right.
And there's so many people out there that are doing the fillers, the Botox, because again, yes, that's the bread and butter of what a lot of us do. But if you're not passionate about it, I feel like you're not giving your best. I just refuse to do something that I'm not passionate about.
When I was 14, I used to have acne cysts, like really bad acne cysts. And my mom, we were enriched during that time. We were middle class, and we would go to every dermatologist there was. And I wish I went straight to a specialist, because the dermatologist would just give me Accutane. We were the first ones to take Accutane in Miami. Me and Ricky Martin.
Stop!
We were the first ones to take
Accutane.
Accutane with Ana Duarte from Miami Children's Hospital. And we were like the little guinea pigs. And that experience was horrible, because it has so many side effects like mood swings,
excessive dryness.
I was 14. I always said I couldn't get pregnant, but if I did get pregnant, my child could come out with Down syndrome, with a lot of issues. But I wish we went straight to someone who's focused on skincare, because I went to another dermatologist and she would inject steroids in my face. That's why I had these marks in my face, is because it was injected. Everybody's like, no, I used to pick on your skin. It wasn't picked in my skin. It was because they would inject like an animal. steroids in my face.
Yeah, because there's underlying inflammation. So they thought, by injecting a steroid, you're just basically decreasing all of that inflammation, because that's what a steroid would do.
Correct.
I think also back then they kind of went with what they had. I know still a lot of them do prescribe Accutane. I have my best friend took Accutane. I understand where sometimes it may be necessary, but yeah, it's definitely not an easy regimen to be on.
No, it wasn't. And with Ricky Martin, it was the worst because he would lock the office. I would be there the whole day. It was the worst experience. But then when I started going to a skin care specialist, like I was at 17 or 18, and she's like, "Oh, are you drinking water?" I was like, "No." Do you go to the bathroom regularly? I was like, "No, I'm actually very constipated during that time. Actually a candidate for colon cancer during that time because I will be like 15 or 20 days without going to the bathroom." So she was like, no, and that's when she started telling me, you have to eat vegetables, you have to drink more water, fruits. And then that's when my skin started clearing up. So a lot of people think, why should I go to a skincare specialist? I should just go straight to a dermatologist because they have so many years of experience, all these licenses and degrees. Not necessary. You should try, right, a skincare specialist.
Sometimes it depends. It's a mix of both depending on what is seen in the skin. It's just, I feel like we automatically think we need a prescription for everything. Like that's what, it's like prescriptive medicine. Like I go to a dermatologist and then, or I see that they prescribe strong creams like benzoyl peroxide with clindamycin, and it's okay. But I feel like what's happening is that we're stripping a lot of the barrier a lot of times. And those medications are really not even things that we should be on long term. There's so much underlying things that really go into the skin that's not just, okay, let's give you a prescription.
Right.
Especially like for you, like what you were saying, you had cystic acne, you had so much inflammation going on, and you were dehydrated, you barely drank water, like you were not eating the right things. And also our time was different, right?
Yeah.
I grew up on McDonald's. That was like the luxury then, and that's all I ate, so it just really depends. But I feel like now there's so many amazing people who are so passionate about skin. There's so many great things that are available now that's not necessarily a prescription such as Accutane,
right?
Prescriptive topicals,
right?
It's just also we're in a world where we want instant gratification. We want good skin tomorrow.
Correct. The same thing with the body treatments. Everyone wants to look like J-Lo the next day.
But like, I get it. Listen, but I will tell you, the skin is not like Botox.
Correct.
Botox, you get your results in 2 weeks, and fillers where you see the immediate, balancing or what you may. But skin takes time. It's not perfect. And also, as women, there's just so much that goes to skin. And also, we're in a world where everything is a filter, and we expect that our skin is going to be perfect day in and day out. And that's not the case. Like 2 weeks ago, my skin was just, it was not having its moment. I was stressed. I was not drinking enough like I should have been. There were so many things that I was not doing for my skin at that time. And I got back into it and getting on my skincare and like doing the Glacial, and there's just so many things that come to skin.
Right. Skin, I think skin and body is like a process.
It's a process.
First you start with skin, you first get ugly. I always say the ugly stage.
It gets worse before it gets better.
It gets worse. I always call it the ugly stage, and then it gets prettier.
Yeah. Like and the BBL it gets worse before it gets
correct.
better.
I did the halo laser.
Oh, and I've never tried it. I'm dying to try it.
Oh my god. And that recovery was...
It's tough. Yeah.
I was crying because I'm like, oh my god, they burned my skin. My mom was like praying to all of God. She was like, oh my god. And it wasn't. It was a process. But
they brought out all that inflammation, brought out all that pigment, and then eventually,
But the results were really good. Also, now you have a new location.
Yeah, so I'm with Stephanie at the Plump Room. And I'm very excited. I'm just happy to be there with her and be able to support her and build her business even more than what she's already done at this point. I'm like an independent contractor at this point and a Plump Room employee.
Oh, Stephanie's gonna be...
She's amazing.
She is. And she's very knowledgeable.
But she's also... When she left the corporate aesthetics and went solo, I used to go to her and ask her questions and what should I do this, and she was just so giving. with no expectation. She was just authentic, like, hey, this is what I did to just help anyone out.
That's how she is.
There were so many moments and many times that I'm like, maybe we should work together. And like, but something was just always in the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like with that boyfriend, that those friends that they secretly love each other. They always end up, you know, but finally, like, she put a post of wanting to look for an esthetician.
Yes, I saw him.
And literally, like, the next day I was like, I sent her an email. And I'm like, before you even consider an esthetician, like, how would you feel about bringing me on? You know, I'm looking for more balance in my life, financial freedom, but still balance to be able to be there for my son.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have a husband who's very high performing. It was just a lot being solo,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of other things that have happened in the business.
Having your own business is not for the weak, right?
It is not for the weak, and it is not cute. It is not cute sometimes. It's really hard. And I was feeling guilty. I was being spread thin so much.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot to it. I had a prior business, a partnership that went bad, going through legal battle.
I feel you, those partnerships.
There was a lot that went into that and you know, I got into 2 devices that the company went bankrupt. You know, like, there was just so many things. And then, you know, I built a space to then, you know, have to move. There was just so many things, and also things going on at home that I'm like, you know what? I'm being spread too thin, and I'm going to be my best self doing what I love to do, which is actually doing the treatments and not being the CEO. So that's where I took the step back, and I literally reached out to Stephanie in my most vulnerable moment. And I'm like, hey, I have these amazing devices. You know, I love skin. I love the devices that she has. Bring me on board. Like, I'm here, I'm your friend, and I want the best for you. And so if you want to do something together, I'm more than down for that. And so she was like, she reached out to her business coach, and she was like, okay, like, how are we going to make this work? Because this is not just, oh, let me hire an employee, and it's just like, what of emotions. And like, we do have a connection. We know each other from before that. So we make sure that, like, moving forward, like, we're always communicating, and she's amazing.
She is. She's a good person, and I do like this partnership. Like I said, I always hear these voices in my head. I do, and I followed you for a while, and I've been following Stephanie for a while, and I always say, how come like, these people, they should connect a little bit more.
And I love skin.
Because you did. I know what. I just cut you off. I just remember a video that you guys did that she actually posted. That you were sitting on the bench and you were asking each other questions.
Yes, that was one of our very first videos, and it was like, the performance was great, actually. Yeah.
Yes, and I saw there was chemistry there, and it's very important when you're gonna work with someone. You have to have chemistry. Yeah. Partnerships. Will you ever do a partnership again? Dun 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 dun, ding ding. I wouldn't. Me personally, I'm so.
I don't know. It's
very
hard.
It's hard.
I feel like you also have to have. I feel like you have to be at that same
level. Correct.
Because if one is this way, then that's when, and communication. It's like a marriage too. It's a marriage.
It is, and I've noticed. I've been in this medical field
you've been in the industry for
a very long time, and I've noticed now it's more than ever that there's too many jealousy. Instead of working together and doing a network, that's my plan. That's my plan of the podcast. Everybody who's coming here to the podcast, we're gonna do a network event, and we're all gonna be working together. I don't have clients in Coral Gables, and when they ask me, do you know a nurse practitioner? Yes. It's Stephanie. Now, do you know someone's skincare specialist? It's you. Because I've noticed it's getting worse. And it's getting uglier because they're going on social media and they're talking about it. They don't say names, but they get hints.
Girl, you're like, and trust me, and as women, we can investigate anything.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like yesterday, there was an issue, and I already found out who it was. And it had nothing to do with me.
It's just so crazy. Like, I don't understand why it has to be, you know, I think it's also an ego thing. And it's also even amongst, like, professionals, like, injectors amongst injectors, physicians against injectors, estheticians against injectors. And it's just like, why can't we all... Everybody has a face. Everybody needs something from someone, you know, and not everybody aligns with anyone. Like, not like a client that goes to you may not necessarily want to come to me. They may not even like me or the way that I do things, but they like the way that you do. Does it mean that you're right and I'm wrong? Absolutely not.
Correct.
It's just,
correct.
Why does it have to be this animosity?
And like I said, I've noticed it's getting worse. and because everybody posts everything in social media. So that's one of my goals to cut that out, you know. I've noticed that you do a lot of mentorships. You do mentorships with, like, you hire people to help you. Has that helped you? And
yes, it's just I again, like I've had so much things going on in the behind the scenes that really took a lot of my mental load, that I wasn't able to fully take advantage of the mentorships, or, like, you know, the business coach, if you will. But did they help? Absolutely.
Do you recommend people?
Yeah, absolutely.
I
especially for me, I don't know, I guess, girl, I'm a nurse practitioner. I'm not no CPA. I don't know anything about business. Like, there's just so many learning curves to owning a business that I've learned the hard way, period. Like, so having a mentor and someone to guide you, to even tell you, hey, like, this is what I think, to just kind of help clear your head. You can't have too many voices, though. That's what happens. Then you have too many voices.
You have to do your investigation and to see, like, maybe they do, like, consultations first and see the vibe. You know, I know, not that I know, I've seen people that do mentorship, but they're worse than the person. So I always say, if you're gonna find a mentor, someone to guide you, look at their background. You know, if they're doing good, if their business is growing, don't look for someone who's worse than you, because you're gonna receive that energy from that person. So I always say, do a consultation, sit with them, have lunch with them, follow them for a while, look at their behind the scenes stuff, because everybody doesn't post the ugly part. Everybody posts, I just got a G-Wagon, but you know, you don't know.
But this is how I monetized, and you're just like, and not every coach is the same too. You know, sometimes you need more than one. One is more focused on, I don't know, the behind the scenes of like, I guess, you know, the Google Docs and organization and all the things, and then someone else is like very focused on, like, she knows more in depth of a certain part of the industry. And so it just really depends. But I think having that mentorship, it is important. And even Stephanie is like a mentor to me. Like, we mentor each other. We're just always growing and learning new things. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be
right. So if you can go back to time, what advice will you give yourself?
I would give myself more grace and not have decision paralysis. I suffer from a lot of decision paralysis, worrying if it's the right decision, if it's the wrong decision, the consequences of those decisions, and it's lack of trusting myself. Because at the end of the day, you can make a decision, it could be right or wrong, but you have to believe in yourself that regardless of the outcome, you can handle it, and you just move from there. And just really believe in yourself and have a better intuition, and just really just trust yourself.
Right. And not make decisions so quickly.
And impulsive, girl. I am a Leo, like, through and through. I can be impulsive.
I could too. You're Leo?
Yeah.
Me too.
Girl, I July 25th. I am a Leo.
August 21st.
Oh my God. Oh, you in August. I'm Leo, what is it? Leo, Sun, Moon, and Mars.
You're a little bit stronger than me.
Yeah, look at I'm a Pisces rising. I'm
cut off a Virgo, so I have a lot of OCD, ADD.
You have the balance
of everything.
A little...
But it happens too with experience. Once, I'm pretty sure I'm older than you, but yeah, I am.
Okay, I'm 38.
I'm 40.
You look great.
Oh, thank you.
Nice.
But the Mercy that is today is not the Mercy that was yesterday.
No,
like, I'm a completely different person. I think about things 3,000 times. I always say, so you say, Mercy, let's do this. We're gonna be, and I'm the first one. Let's do it. Now I'm like, oh no, let me
sit with it. You sit with things. Like, I can be impulsive. Sometimes I'm go big or go home energy.
Yeah.
Sometimes even the middle is difficult for me. Like, I've always been.
Yeah.
And so
it's a Leo thing.
Hardcore. And honestly, and I'm stubborn. Like, I have, like, someone will tell me, you gotta go this way. And I'm just like, but wait, what if I'm stubborn. I've had to go through the golpes to learn.
Yeah.
But people think, oh, you know, you reach the top and that has to look just like this beautiful climb. Like, no mistakes were done.
Right.
There was no downfalls. And it's like, no, like, a lot of the people who do succeed, they've gone through so many hardships. And
Yeah.
that's how I've learned.
Yeah.
Through los golpes. Golpe avisa.
No.
It's true.
Oh my, golpe avisa, soldado.
La guerra avisada no mata soldados.
Exactamente.
For me, I just say golpe avisa.
No, yo choco con la pared, and then
And you learn.
And sometimes my pride doesn't tell me, like,
But that's how you become better, because if
I
you have
don't-
make mistakes, how do you better things?
my mom tells me, don't do this, and I'm like, I do the opposite, and then I'm like,
Yes.
como un perrito, here it is, you were right.
My mom and my dad always tell me, like, Leah, eres un lío, and
It's true.
Yeah.
So before we leave, what's your favorite facial?
Glacial Rx. I
That-
love that facial.
Really?
Yeah, I'm very big on combos. I love to combine the two. I do the HydraFacial with the Glacial, but
Oh, you could combine it. I don't even know.
you can even combine laser with them.
Oh.
I love combining laser with facial treatments. I feel like the results kind of...
better.
Your skin needs to be there, but yeah.
I feel like sometimes too you need to do a cleansing and then do the
or like
the laser.
there's certain topical treatments that help to just strengthen that barrier. So yeah, you do a little bit of that heat energy treatment, and you add like a nice, I don't know, topical treatment to help with the recovery process, and just kind of like that. And even the Glacial, I love. I use the Glacial with everything.
Oh,
You can try that. It's cryo cooling, it's cryotherapy. It's truly amazing. It's refreshing. You can do it every day. You can do it in the summer months and in the winter months. Even though we have none, we just have summer. But I love the Glacial. It's amazing. You see so many amazing benefits. You even see laser-like results with the Glacial.
Oh,
So I love it.
Try that. I haven't tried that. I've never tried that before.
It's amazing. I love that.
So we're gonna be tagging you in social media.
Yeah.
What is your social media?
Leah Skin Method.
Go
I'm gonna
check
keep-
her out.
That's
Check
it.
her out because she's funny and she gives a lot of good information too about the skin. That's some stuff I didn't even know about.
Yeah.
So
It's just doing things differently. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be.
thank you so much for coming.
No, thank you
I
for
know you
asking
just
me.
I know you just moved to Coral Gables, so you're probably still getting it, or you started already.
No, yeah, I'm started. I am taking patients. I'm doing it all. Yeah.
Awesome. So we'll be tagged here and go check her out.
Thank you.
Miami da de suena, noticias, negocios, el condado, tu ciudad entera, tu ciudad para. Política, arte y comunidad, todo lo que pasa en tu localidad. Conoce, aprende, vive tu condado, desde lo local hasta la federalidad. Green, la voz de Miami Dade, tu pocket no te puedes perder. Dale play. Conoce, aprende, vive tu condado, desde lo local hasta la federalidad. La voz de Miami da y tu podcast que no te puedes perder, dale play. Pequeños negocios, dueños, acción, lo que afecta a tu entorno y tu corazón. Arte, cultura y mucho más. Cream te mantiene en conexión. Yeah.